And now I would like to ask Jūratė Tutlytė, the curator of Design Innovation 5 by 5, which was attracted by Kaunas here, to tell us more about the exhibition called 5 by 5. I don't know much about it myself, so let's a round of applause for Jūratė.
Thank you. First of all, let me warmly greet you, all of you here in Kaunas. To be honest, this is an overwhelming feeling to finally see this forum happening. And as Algirdas previously said, that back in 2017-18, this was a shy idea, just a crazy idea to have you all here. And here we are. So thank you so much for those who believed in the idea, Algirdas, Jonas, Audronė, and many others. To have this networks coming in Kaunas and then thinking, talking, strategizing design, which is, I think, is an amazing opportunity. I also think that, meetings like this, they give us the floor for these magical happenings to be designed. And we are here to present this this kind of a story together with my colleague, my dear friend, I should say, Stijn de Wael, who is the chief coordinator of UNESCO Creative City Network, right? And also the coordinator of Design Regio Kortrijk. And together I would invite also the participants of 5 by 5 project and program. This is the time for us to say. And 5 by 5. We call it stories of design innovation from Kortrijk to Kaunas. And why this happened? Actually, the story goes back into 2019 when we met in Fabriano together with Stijn and others. And somehow felt that Kaunas and Kortrijk has something in common and that we want to collaborate. The question why we want to collaborate is that Kortrijk has a solid experience of more than 50 years to connect companies with the designers for the new products and also services. And we, as in Kaunas and Lithuania, as Juozapas probably disclosed a little bit of the context, we are in great need of these kind of strategies, these kind of experiences, because the research shows that only up to 10% of Lithuanian companies would use design as a strategy and not as a style. And because of 50 years of the Soviet period, we also had no chance to have this design as we understand it now because of the no free market. So indeed, that was a great chance for us to merge. So we met with Stijn, we talked, and we had a wish. And the wish came true. I give the floor to Stijn.
Thank you, Jūratė. You might question why a city from Belgium and a city from Lithuania might work together. Well, the reason is indeed we got to know each other in 2019 at the annual conferences of the UNESCO Creative Cities Network. And this cities network is actually all about sharing expertise and working together, learning from each other. We knew at that point that Kaunas was going to be the cultural capital of Europe in 2022. And Kortrijk actually has this ambition to be this capital in 2030. So we thought like, hey, we can learn from them. And then Jūratė was looking at our program 5 by 5 for companies and designers. And she said, we want to learn from that. So we had this dream together. And by talking to the right people, we found the right money. So for once, the politicians were in our favor. And we started this collaboration of 5 by 5. So I'm obliged to also show some logos that funded our collaboration. But the 5 by 5 actually goes like this. The aim of this program is to install design and design thinking within producing companies, industrial companies or service companies. And it's focused actually to companies that have no link or network with designers. So this is really for companies that say, like, I want to develop a new product. I'm ahead. I'm at the top of the curve. I want to find my new growth curve, but I have no network. I wouldn't know where to find a designer. I'm afraid to work together with a designer, and I'm afraid also to lose all my money by working together with the designer. So we take that fear actually away, and we hold their hands, these companies, and we say, like, hey, you don't have to be scared. We have a network of designers, and based on your problem, we can find you the right designer. And we give the companies a step-by-step process. It takes 12 months with intermediate deadlines. So the project continues and it also finishes at the end. And at the end, there's a new product. And this product is then more or less final, ready for the market. And then it's ready to be sold. So we are very happy and very honored that we have done this project now together with Jurate here in Kaunas, because this is the first export of the methodology to abroad. So in the exhibition that you can see here in the space, or next to the space, you will see 5 results of Lithuania, of Kaunas, but we also added 5 products from Kortrijk. But you want to first say something.
I would like to thank, although there is, we don't have him here, but Stan de Well was the curator from the Kortrijk site, and I say a huge thanks to him online.
I'll give you some explanation on the results that you can see in the exhibition. You might not see it now really good, but this is actually a hood that is used in kitchens to suck the bad air when you're cooking. This is by a company called Novi in Kortrijk, and they came to us and they said, we want to develop a new hood, but we came to the conclusion that the best hood is no hood, because certainly in architectural kitchens, it's always too much there. So we teamed them up with the design agency Verhaert, and they developed this new hood, which is actually also a lighting instrument. And it's now being sold in any kitchen store in the country and abroad. Another example is AVC. They make glass walls and doors for professional or for home use. And they made, together with Roel van de Beek, a Belgian designer, a circular model of their product. So it can be installed again and again if the space or the building gets to be redone or is installed for another purpose. Another one is one I like very much. It's a machine that is used to cut branches when you maintain your garden. And Elite, the company that is behind this, before they were active in the professional market. So people that come to your garden to maintain it. But by working together with the design agency Pili Pili from Kortrijk, they developed a machine that is now applicable for consumer market. So this is a really great example that we used often when we tell the story of what the added value is for design. I don't have to tell you, but you all know. But this is a great example to show other companies or to convince them that design isn't only about nice products or beautiful products, but also about products that can bring you new revenue, access to new markets, new growth. You can also see it in the exhibition. So CIS is actually a furniture leisure product that is now available by the company Acomo. They are actually producing isolation panels with a specific insulation foam. This foam is cutted, and they have a lot of raw rest materials that they didn't know what to do with it, and now they make these sitting applications with them. And the last one is European Spinning Group. This is a yarn company, so they are one of the last yarn spinning companies in Belgium, and they developed a yarn that is made from recycled jeans. And now they are applying this in multiple products, and one of the examples here is shown in a shoe. I would like to give the floor now to the Kaunas and Lithuanian companies.
So as a baby project, Kaunas also take a year. We started in 2021. So we had the competition for the companies. I'm really happy and grateful for them. And the first case, I also invited participants to be part of it. So I would invite the designer, Vida Strasevičiūtė, who worked with the company Burger Design, which is based in Kaunas as a textile design, so to tell us the story.
Hello, everyone. Barker Textiles is the name of the company. It is a Finnish company that has a production in Lithuania for more than 20 years, and it's B2B producer of blankets, wool and cotton blankets, and they were looking for an opportunity to use their production waste, and they wanted to create some fashion accessories. And since I'm from the field of fashion and basically from sustainable fashion, that's how we came up together. Is there any more slides? Yeah. So we were using two types of waste for this project, and we created the prototypes. And the best thing from this story is that now I'm officially working in the company, and we will continue this collaboration in a sustainable way, and we will try to find the solutions. And these are two types of leftovers they have already, and the results you can see there are made out of those things. So I invite you to check after everything to check our works. Here.
Probably Vida wouldn't shy to say, but we presented and opened the exhibition last weekend, and it was in the bigger expo called Made in Lithuania 2022. And the Vida's project actually won the gold medal for the sustainable project. So big applause to her. Thank you. The other story, I would like to invite the designer Ruta Lendraitytė Utala, who worked with a Flemish designer, Belgium designer, Bart, and she would tell the story.
Labą dieną visiems pirmiausiai. Tai nežinau, ar neprieštarausite, jeigu pakalbėsiu su jumis lietuviškai šiandien. Gal kažkas pavers. Taip. Jo, pristatysiu savo projektą, pristatysiu savo komandą. Tai mes susijungę su 5.5 projektu gavom užduotį dirbti su belgų dizaineriu ir su juo kartu nusprendėm sukurti lauko baldų kolekciją pavadinimu Leaf. Tai buvo visiškai nauja patirtis, nes gamintojai IDO dažniausiai samdydavo ir dirbdavo su lietuvių dizaineriais. Taip aš susipažinau su IDO ir čia buvo nauja patirtis kurti su užsienio dizaineriu. Tai va. Gal galima skaidrės? Žalia. Taip. Tai va, tai noriu jums šiandien pristatyti Leaf kolekciją. Pradėję kurti kartu su Bartu, mes išsikėlėm tikslą, kad norim sukurti kažką naujo, žaismingo, spalvingo ir tinkančių tiek mažiems butų balkonams, tiek didelėm terasom. Ir startavome nuo mažų balkonų ir perėjom prie didesnių terasų. Tai laukai jūs galite pamatyti atvežtą dalį kolekcijos. Yra eksponuojama valgomojo stalas, stalas tvirtinamas prie sienos, lentynėlės ir konsolė. Ir vienas iš unikalių dalykų šitos kolekcijos yra tai, kad baldai transformuojasi ir jie papildo vienas kitą. Tai tarkim, valgomojo stalas yra, kur galima dalį baldo naudoti kaip konsolę, o kitą dalį kaip valgomojo stalą. Ir ta prasme, va šita mažoji dalis yra tai, kas gali susikeisti. Tai jūs galite turėti tik tai su kojytėmis lengvą objektą ir galite turėti modelį sujungiamą su konsolė ir šiek tiek sunkesnį variantą. Tai vat, tai džiugios naujienos yra tame, kad mes toliau kuriam su Bartu ir plečiam šitą kolekciją. Ir dėka Lietuvos gamintojų kauniečių IDO šitą kolekciją pavasarį pamatys viešumą ir bus prieinama visiems vartotojams. Tai Tai vat tokios yra mūsų dizaino naujienos iš mūsų kolaboracijos ir komandos. Tai va, ačiū labai.
As Ruta previously beautifully said, that they were inspired by two cultures and the moon and the sun, so you can see in the shapes. Next, I would like to invite Lina Bartusevičiūtė, who is the leader of the company, the Lithuanian capital company based in Shanghai, from Litao Group, consultancy group. So she will tell the story.
你好. So the way I start this story is that last July in 2021, we had a little bit of a problem between Lithuania and China. We couldn't travel. And in August 2021, we had a bigger problem. Maybe you have seen the news. And then me and Jonas, thank you, Jonas, for staying with us the whole year with this problem. You know, in the beginning, communication was lacking and very difficult between China and Lithuania. We don't have enough experience. We don't have enough opportunities to meet these people. I personally met the first Chinese person when I was 13, you know. It's just Lithuania is not very diverse. And so in August, because of the political development, it just became impossible to communicate with Chinese because everybody has stereotypes and ideas and all kinds of feelings, emotions. Probably they only know one person who's Chinese, which is Xi Jinping, of course, because this is the only face that is being represented as China. But then my work is helping people get European Union food products. You know, my work is small, medium enterprises. My work is about making people happy, in leading better lives, healthier, and choosing better things for themselves. And I was thinking, how come, you know, it's so politicized? It's actually, I'm just selling food and then I need to apologize to everyone to work with China. And me and Jonas, we identified a challenge. So our challenge became, how can design help people from these very different cultures communicate? And we spent a year thinking about it. And my colleague Justina, I don't see her now, but she comes from the background of anthropology. And we then focused on the person. And so if you have a moment, very welcome to come to the exhibition and try the challenge, because what we created is a simulation tool which simulates a conversation between a Chinese importer and a European exporter. So after going through the simulation, you get to interact with Mr. Han. And Mr. Han, in this case, is just a face on the screen, which makes you very comfortable. You don't have the risk of, making yourself feel or look incompetent. But after you finish 50 questions, we give you a score. We evaluate 4 different competences. One of them is export management. The second one is readiness for China. The third one is your company's values and how you present them. And the fourth one is the product USP. And usually the USP that you have here in your local market is not the same in China. So we're assessing all of that by just having a conversation. This is, I think, a video that explains a little bit. Maybe it's difficult to see, so you can go out and see that, at your free time. Overall, I think this working together with the designers and having an opportunity to look at a very basic trading service provider, we're service providers for exports, and then having, a tool that will help us teach our customers what is needed in order to succeed in the market, because we get to talk about it all the time. I think that was a very new take, and I haven't seen this done before, and I'm very proud of our results. And I thank very much Jonas, and Ricardo is here today. He's coming from Portugal just to participate and see the results. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lina, so much. And I would take my chance to thank Lina a lot, just as she was in the company was a really good example of how they supported the program and the project and how much they devoted to that. And this is part of the success as well, not only the job of the designers, but also, Lina, my heart goes to you. And this is important, the understanding of the company as well. Okay, and then we are coming to the next case, which is the glass industry company called Gravera, and we have the marketing department leader, Rimantas Sipkus, and also Ramūnas Sipkus, sorry, and also the designer Sandra Kasperavičinė, who created the new service versus product called Glass 2.
Sveiki visi. Hello everybody. Mes nutarėme kalbėti lietuviškai, tikiuosi nebus problemų niekam. Tai trumpai aš noriu pristatyti mūsų įmonę. Mūsų įmonė darbuojasi šitam versle nuo 1994 metų. Mes esame stiklo apdirbėjai, lakštinio stiklo apdirbėjai, grūdintojai, laminuotojai, gaminame saugų stiklą fasadams, turėklams, stiklo pertvaroms ir mūsų pagrindinis pirkėjas yra B2B, verslas verslui. Su dizainu iki šiol mes dirbame ne per daug. Tai buvo nauji iššūkiai mums, kuo mes labai patenkinti. Reiškiasi, ir dėl ko mes nutarėme tai daryti, mes įsigijome naują įrangą. Tai yra keraminis printeris, kuris, reiškiasi, spaudžia keraminiais dažais ant stiklo paviršiaus, po to stiklas yra grūdinamas aukštoje temperatūroje ir tai tampa vientisų kūnų, sakykime, negali būti pašalinta niekaip nuo stiklo, sakykime, pašalinta gali būti tik vienu būdu, tai visiškai sunaikinus stiklą ir sudaužius, kas irgi nėra labai lengva, nes grūdintas stiklas yra apie 5 kartus stipresnis nei įprastas stiklas. Tai apie mūsų šį projektą kviečiu daugiau, plačiau jį pristatyti dizainerė Sandra. Ačiū.
Sveiki. Mano pažintis su Ramūnu ir su stiklu prasidėjo prieš metus praktiškai, tai šitam projekte 5x5. Kadangi buvo ta problema, kad turėjo technologiją, kuri nesivystė ir ta prasme, ta technologija nebuvo išnaudota įmonėje, tai mano tikslas buvo sukurti produktą, paslaugą, kaip tą technologiją išnaudoti dabar, naudojant gerą dizainą ir pritaikant kuo plačiau. Tai sukūrėm tokį produktą, Glass Tattoo vadinasi, tai spauda ant stiklo, bet aš sukūriau Graverai tam tikrus raštus, kuriuos galės jie naudoti kaip standartinius, ir taip pat aš labiau kūriau visą tai kaip inspiracija architektam ir dizaineriam, kurie juos turėtų naudoti, nes šita technologija labiau tinkama laukui. Tai yra fasadam, turėklam, taip pat kažkokiai mažai architektūrai mieste. Taip pat, aišku, ir interjeruose galima, bet kadangi labai atspari technologija, tai laukui labai tinkama. Todėl norėjau sukurti labiau inspiraciją, kad architektai ir dizaineriai pamatytų, ką galima padaryti su šita technologija ir to inspiruoti susikurti savo custom dizainą, norimą dizainą, ką Gravera, ir galės pasiūlyti kaip paslaugą. Tai jeigu žmogus arba vartotojas ateis, jis galės rinktis iš esamų sukurtų raštų arba tiesiog savo norimą dizainą sukurti tai technologijai ir Gravera galės tai pasiūlyti. Tai buvo pagrindinė užduotis ir jūs visą šitą galite dabar pamatyti stende, kur yra parodyti tam tikri sukurti raštai. Ir tai yra dar pašviesta LED pašvietimo, ir jeigu turėsite klausimų dėl technologijos ar kažkokių kitokių dalykų, kviečiu prieiti ir klausti. Tai ačiū labai.
There are still some examples, but also I would like to thank a lot Ramūnas specifically for support, and Sandra, which is actually the multi-talented designer. She started as a graphic designer. Now she's an interior designer and partly architect. And she was responsible for the exhibition design as well. So big applause, Sandra, to you. And the last case is called Wolf. I will present it since we don't have, unfortunately, the representatives of the company, neither the designers. The company called Tiekimo Projektai was matched with two Belgium designers, Peter and Steen from Kortrijk, and the case was to create something for the Lithuanian souvenirs from the perspective of the foreigners and also for the young audience, how this could look and why the foreigners would wish to buy the souvenirs from Lithuania. So was an interesting process. Finally, we created the wolf, but that was the wish of the company itself, not the really designer's wish. At the very end, the wolf, which is dedicated to Vilnius, Lithuania, was created inspired by the monument based in Kaunas, the memorial. It's kind of a very interesting mixture. But in the meanwhile, you can see also at the exhibition some of the pieces where this could be used, the wolf, the iron wolf. But to be honest, the process itself gave such new inspirational ideas that probably were neglected, but maybe they will have a future on their own. And as you see, this is the idea of I crossed Lithuania. I think this is a good example of how we could use, the science for the metaphoric understanding of crossing country and the beautiful patterns that designers created as well, looking at the buildings, the landscape as they traveled across the Lithuania and also discovered many nice things. So this crossing over, again, we're coming to the very end, is very important. I'm really happy to meet all of the team from Kortrijk, especially you, Stein, and Stan, with whom I had the chance to work. It's a great, great opportunity for all of us. I thank you very much, all the companies, in trusting the program. I hope that the products and the services that we have created through those years will continue to live and have their new life. I also thank our partners, which is the Kaunas Chamber House and Lithuanian Design Association. Sorry, I wanted to move a lot. And also Flemish government, which actually made a huge support, and also Kaunas 2022 in the context. And the last word, Stein, is for you.
I'm not going to add much, but I just want to say thank you, Jūratė, for this really nice collaboration. Thank you for Kaunas 2022. For the trust as well in Kortrijk and in our organization. And I would like to invite you to go and visit the exhibition, look at the products, feel them, feel how these companies made the best of themselves, and please be inspired. And if you would have any questions for us, we can talk during lunch. I will be happy to explain more about the program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I guess all of you are excited to do exactly as they said, to go and see the exhibition. That's what we can do now. It's lunchtime, so you're all invited to Restaurant Sala, and we are coming back here in an hour at 5 minutes past 2 o'clock. So it's time to have some lunch there and see the exhibition there, and see you soon.